Go ahead and talk real quick.
I can talk real quick.
Oh, yeah.
How's that looking? How's my levels?
Yeah, it looks perfect. That's super great, actually.
Wonderful.
Oh, yeah. Let me roll us a freshie real quick to get us started.
So what I was saying is what I've learned from a lot of these guys, whether it's Rich Cooper or Kevin Samuel or Rollo Tomasi, there's a whole bunch of these.
I've been in Rollo Tomasi a whole lot, man. Go ahead.
Is asking not only what happened, like, hey man, look at what happened. Men lost 25% of their testosterone over the last 30 years. Right. The next question's got to be why. Why did this happen? What's going on? And so I found that's where the real meat and potatoes a lot of this conversation is asking, how did we get here? Like, what took place? Why is this like this now?
Right.
And so after doing their studies with the testosterone, think about this. So before the laws changed, we're going back 50 years ago, before the divorce courts, before the attorneys, before things started siding that...
For women. Right.
And then there was money in it. So there's programs and grants for women all over the place. There ain't nothing for men.
No, right. There's no woman havens for men. No. I try to explain it to a couple of dudes. There
is nothing. There ain't no help. There ain't no government support. There ain't much for men at all. But for women, there's money in that. And so, but nevertheless, so what's happened over the decades is, especially in the liberal states like California, they've been siding with women no matter what. There's not many questions or facts anymore. It's just mommy gets the kids.
Pretty much.
Because there's some notion that mommy's a nurturer. And I would have to agree with that. Mothers probably typically are nurturers more than men are. But in certain situations, including my own and my family, I was way more nurturing than my wife was.
Right.
If we split up, those kids should have went with me if they needed love and tenderness and care and guidance and adoration and support and all that. But so what has happened is since the women have gotten the kids, once again, the stats are high. 70-80% of the time, the kids wind up getting sent with mom. And dads are lucky to get a weekend, a month, or, very rarely 50-50 custody.
Especially in liberal. Yeah, especially in liberal.
So, as Rollo Tomasi has pointed out, what happens when a young boy who needs to become a future adult man lives with mommy?
Oh, young boy is feminine. He's feminized.
Well, what happens when mommy doesn't know what daddies know, or even if daddies don't know it, they are going to act a certain way. They're going to be leaders. They're going to teach the kid to be strong. Hey, kid, get out here. We're doing some yard work.
That's right.
Hey, we're working on the car. Come here. I'm going to show you how to change the oil, change the brakes.
How you pull this tire off? Yes, sir.
Hey, you know what? Come on, son. We're going to the basketball game today. We're going to, where it's loud.
Right.
People bumping into each other.
Right. Cursing, yelling, and swearing.
Yeah. Well, this is
testosterone at a high level.
What we and so men do that, and also what do men do if kids getting out of hand? Hey, Junior, knock that off.
Disciplinary action. 100%.
And all of a sudden, it's like fear of God, man, because Dad spoke. Well, now what happens if that's removed from a young man's life, like his whole life? And maybe mom likes to bake. Maybe she likes to be in the garden. Maybe she needs to go shopping a lot. Maybe she likes to go to the mall.
Yeah, we're a product of our environment.
And you know what? And little Junior's with mom for all of that.
Right.
And Dad was like, hey, boy, you want to catch a hamburger? Want to get some lunch? Mom's saying, no. Let's have the veggie wrap in the little fruit juice. Or whatever the case is. So what we've noticed is over 30 years, those testosterone levels in men have dropped. And the estrogen levels
have risen. Yeah. So now you're just more of a softer man now. We have these men who are walking around who I don't want to go do the name calling, and I'm not here for that. But I will definitely say that I see it day to day, and I was explaining this to a man at the gym. I said the real difference here is that some of these men are so soft that if it was a life or death situation, they're gonna be the first ones to go.
Yeah, they don't know how to be strong. Even if they want to be strong, they've never had any example, and they've never had any experience. And I think that's what, I don't know about you and your past. I had a dad, And all of those experiences that I had, I don't care if it was yard work or working on the car, going to the football game, or him yelling at me, you know, and getting me and disciplining me to keep me in line, so I would be a.
Oh God, hold on.
Yeah, no problem.
Somebody should be calling this phone. All right, go ahead. That's the beard. But what were you saying about your
No, there's a little bit of a father brings it's time to toughen up. It's time to man up.
Right.
He teaches you a little bit in life, day by day, week by week, month by month, just by being there, year by year. This is what it looks like to be a man. And in most situations, it was, you're going to be responsible. These are good things. These are things women want. Women want these things that a man would teach his son. How to be a leader, how to be responsible, how to provide.
Protect.
How to protect.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all these different things. Now, how is a woman, a mommy, going to teach his little boy how to protect and be a leader? And it's, you know, I don't want to get down on the women or say that there's not strong, independent women, but men over the last 30 years have been emasculated and feminized by not having male leadership and male role models in the house present through their adolescent years growing up.
100%. No, 100%.
That's my opinion.
100%. So now what does happen on the back end of that, though, is like how we've been speaking on there's statistics. A lot of stuff that we talk about, you can go research and get some information on. So it's not like we're just, you know, coming off the top of the dome or with our assumptions, or it's not like we're just a whole bunch of speculation going on. The facts are that when a child is raised in a single woman household, the statistics are higher for committing a crime. The statistics are higher for oh man, there's so many things. The number one things were like losing their virginity at a young age, having babies out of wedlock, a lot of things that have basically plagued our society that has stripped us from the bond of having that man. But in vice versa, when a child is raised in a single father household, the percentage of this kid going to high school is higher than a single mother. Going through high school and graduating is higher than being with a single mother. Same goes for not having babies out of wedlock. Same goes for, I mean, the crime rate. The crime rate is insane for the amount of people who literally were raised by a woman, because you were raised, like you said, with all that estrogen. And now when a problem comes, you don't think like a man. You don't think logically. You think with your emotions. You're going to use your emotion. You're going to act out emotionally, and which is going to probably land your ass in jail.
Yeah, if that's all your example has been is emotion and feelings, and you didn't have a voice of reason, and you didn't have a voice of rationale, and somebody going, hold on, let's be logical just for a second about this situation. Right. Like my father used to, when my family squabbles were going on, and mom was saying this, and brother was saying that, all of a sudden dad would go, hold on, we're going to be rational about this. And he would take some leadership. That starts to develop a foundation for us kids on how we need to be. And oh, by the way, women, ask any woman, you want a strong man or a weak man? Women hate weak men. Right. They hate weak men.
Right.
But yet a boy being created in a all-female household is not going to create a strong leadership. It's actually just the opposite.
Yeah.
Because in a lot of situations, those women will teach them, those young boys, how to be nice and how to be kind and how not to victimize, how not to touch without consent and all those things. And I'm not saying that they're bad, but what it does is it makes a young man very, very, very gun shy. And you can't actually even talk to a woman or ask her out. And the one or two times that you do, and you're so lacking confidence that a woman looks at you and goes, no, thank you.
No chance.
No, thank you. I don't want to date you.
Right.
Then they're out. Now you got an incel. Now you got an involuntary celibate because their feelings are hurt and they don't think anybody likes them, and they withdraw because they never had the masculinity, the testosterone, the confidence.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Do you think that we have? Oh, well, I don't even. Do you think that we have? Do you think that we have a possibility in trying to now that there's more people, I guess, getting into the manosphere, more people trying to understand you know, where their role is, as you know, as all this gender stuff has gone out right now over people's heads. But people are trying to realize, you know, where they fit in society. Do you think eventually we're going to start moving towards a better society, or do you think people are it's actually getting worse since they're masculating the females and feminizing the males so much that it might not, we might not have a better day coming forward?
You know, that's a great question. I like to be an optimist, and I would like to be positive, and I would love to say that things are getting better, you know, or they will get better. But with the way the media is, the way social media, the way that society, the way that a lot of the, and I'm not against any political group, but it seems to be the hardcore, you know, liberal, feminist, the Democrat side of things.
Right. Yeah.
That kind of push this narrative a little bit. It's going to be very, very, very hard, because what's happening is men over time, including myself, and we're talking from my experience, and you from your experiences, and the people that I know, that I won't name, that you and I know, my friends.
Right.
We're all, pretty soon we look at each other and we're going, we're all in the same boat.
Every dude.
In other words, what does that mean? We've all experienced these repeat relationships where we find out that women can be a certain way. They can be a certain way.
Yeah.
And we're kind of easygoing creatures. Men are simple, man.
Oh,
what do we
100%.
want? We want a good-looking, sexy woman that is feminine, that is kind, that's honest. And you want to know what? We don't care if you make $100,000 or if you work at McDonald's. A lot of times we don't care if we're short, if you're short or if you're tall. We don't care if you got blonde hair or black hair, or we don't really care
what your
too much.
religious beliefs are. We're not.
A woman's got a checklist a mile long for you.
Oh yeah.
In a lot of situations.
Oh yeah.
And with hypergamy, if another dude comes along that happens to have a little bit more height, bigger house, fatter bank account, better social status.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah. They're always
sweeter
looking
ride.
they're always looking to level up. Go ahead. Speak on it.
Well, what about showing off to your friends too? Because one thing a woman wants also is to go to her friends and say, "Lo and behold, I present my man, ladies. What do you think?"
Right.
And when those ladies go, "Oh, you got a good one. You got a good one."
100%.
Those women feel validated. I mean, can you imagine a woman bringing in some short, little, fat, you know, bald-headed, glass softy, don't make no money, doesn't have a job,
doesn't even drive a car,
lives with mom and dad, and say, "Ladies, here's my boyfriend.
This is what I got."
They're gonna go, "Girl, what the fuck's the matter with you?"
Girl, get this guy out of here.
So there's the peer pressure also from the group that you got to step up and you're worth it. You're not going to settle. You need the best. You deserve the best, girl. And that's the lie they keep kind of telling each other is don't settle for less.
No, keep
but
leveling
the question
up.
a man has to ask is, what are you bringing to the table? What is your value?
Right. What do I get out of this?
What do I get out of this?
Oh man. Yeah, no, that's actually funny, man. Speaking on the same topic, I mean, literally on the same exact shit. Not even just their value. Being that we have such a disconnect with what you just said when it comes to understanding their value and our value and what they bring to the table and what we have. A lot of times when women are looking to level up, it's pretty funny because like how you're mentioning that men are simple. We get a beautiful woman, we're not looking to level up to find the next beautiful woman.
Nope, we're satisfied.
You know what I mean? But when women do it, there's something in them, because this goes back to like, I mean, so far back in human history you can think of. A woman wasn't able to go hunt and get her own food, bro. No. A woman couldn't like protect herself if a village man came in and tried to take over. She needed a man. So this is like already in their DNA to look for that strong man you're talking about, that to get that comfort, get that provider. And I think that with knowing this now more so than yesterday, you know, and I learn more every day on it, it makes me look at women a little differently. on a lot of aspects, but just on that protection and being this like you said, this guy to show off, because like no woman wants to show off ugly fuck, some ugly dude, some weirdo. And I also learned, and speaking of the whole, her friends, her group, her social group, I've learned that women who walk around with a ring and they're not married, it's not only for the main. I used to only think it's she just doesn't want men to hit on her. She wants to look like she's married. She's not here for that. And I thought that was the idea, but no, it's to walk around so other women can say, "Oh, she's been committed to 100%. Some man married this woman."
Yeah.
And it's like a yeah, look at me type thing for the other women, you know. But even on part of that too. So another thing I always talk about, which was sexualizing. My first few years of social media, I'd watch the women post the super sexual, provocative. I mean, as slutty as could get. Post.
That's the bait.
Yeah. I mean, just trying to trap you. Thirst trap. He's bait pick. So I would look at it, and for the longest time, all I thought was, oh, this is just all for men, only for men. Until I got a little wiser and started realizing, oh, this is definitely for men, predominantly for men. But there's a small percentage in every woman, not just like some women. In every woman, there's a small percentage of them saying this is for the other bitch to look at.
Yeah.
Look at this body.
Oh,
look at this butt. Look at this. Look at these abs I'm working on, or whatever her physique is, or whatever she got going on that's super special about her body. Look at my breast.
I just saw a clip 2 days ago on YouTube watching one of these guys that was interviewing a multimillionaire who just got engaged. The woman said she would not marry him unless he put an 8-carat rock on her finger. The guy had cash. He had plenty of money to do it. And he was kind of taken back, but he wanted to marry her. He got her the 8-carat rock. The reason why? Because her friend had a 7-carat rock, and she had to be the big. There's a thing going on there where within their group, their social group, they have to be like, look at what my man got me, so they can put their man above their friends' men.
Oh yeah,
and they want that. They're very, very, very proud of being able to brag, and I've heard my own girlfriend talk very, very highly about me to her friends sometimes. I'm just like, hey, don't, what are you doing? But it's one of those things because I see her friends' boyfriends, and some of them are soft, some of them are weak, some of them are short, some of them are whatever, and she feels good about it.
Right.
She feels happy to be with a confident, capable, secure, strong, protective person who's not afraid of leading and making decisions. All those things, gigantic turn on.
Right, no, big time. Do you think that we're going to pretty much not go away with, but keep losing the numbers on marriages, and people are going to stay in this like...
You asked me that earlier, and I digress. I didn't actually answer that question, which is I wish that I could be optimistic and positive about the future, but I really do believe what's happening now is not only with science and data, it's just even without it, guys are kind of figuring out what the game is these days that women are playing and how men are losers in this game. There's not a lot of men that are winners in this game of dating. Now, let's keep in mind, dating today is different than it was 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago. You and I talked about this, and from the dawn of time, from caveman up until just 100 years ago, man was the prize. Man was the gold. Women needed men or they die. Right. We build the houses, we trench, we work the horses, we dig the caves for the gold and lay down the train tracks and build the buildings. And
everything.
There's
no society. Go ahead.
So women,
100%.
women just, and this is the way nature was. This is the way it seems like nature designed it. Women were feminine. They had babies. They helped. They were subservient. Not that I'm all about that, like I'm master and you're a slave. No. I'm just talking about how it was going through time.
Yeah.
And oh, by the way,
100%.
It worked. It worked.
Yeah.
It worked that way. Well, something happened over the last 100 years where we've made women the prize.
100%.
And we made women the goal.
Oh my God.
And the reason men were is because we kept life going. We kept society, we kept future, we kept generations going by our innovation, our science, our brawn, our muscles, our perseverance. You know, we didn't break down in emotions and say, we're not going to make it. We went, there's got to be a fucking way.
Exactly.
We got to figure out a way.
There's always a fighter.
So now when we make women the prize, is that what they're doing? Are they doing the same thing that we did through history? Or have we put them as a prize because we love sex?
We've put them on a pedestal because we love sex and we
love
can't
sex.
control our sexual urges.
That's right.
100%.
And so what's happened is women have learned how to take off their clothes, because let's take the bathing suit in 1920 is not the bathing suit today.
Surely is not. Actually, the bathing suit today isn't even the same that it was in the 90s or the early 2000s.
We can go back to the pictures that they would take of women in the 50s, like Marilyn Monroe, and then you've got, whenever it came out, Playboy. And then Penthouse, and then Hustler, and then you had your old films, but then you had your X-rated films.
Right.
And now you've got porn. I can pull up porn right here, right now.
All day, all night.
All day, all night.
All kind of shit. Anything I want to see. Yeah, anything I want to see.
And you know what? I could be a 12-year-old kid. I can be an 8-year-old kid. I can be a 99-year-old man. It doesn't discriminate how old you are to look at that porn, right?
That's true.
So we have totally changed with our society on how we lust after women.
That's right.
Now, I think what happened is we hit a pinnacle of lusting after women, and now we're on the downhill slide where men say this. The whole dating thing, the whole marriage thing is no fair trade. Because I've realized they want attention, they play the victim, they want money, they want house, they want me, they want dedication. They're bitching, they're griping, they're moaning. They're not really happy with me. It didn't start off this way.
The fruit's not worth the squeeze. It's not. Yeah, I can get the juice, but is it really worth drinking it? Fuck.
So I think society is headed towards MGTOW, men going their own way. I think the red-pilled society, whether people are learning about it, they know about it, or they have no clue, but they've experienced it. Because there's a lot of dudes out there
who are oblivious.
They have no idea what we're talking about right now, but they're like this: I ain't ever getting married again. And as a matter of fact, I don't even want to date again. They don't even know what we're talking about. It's like, why is that? And it's because of their experience. I loved a woman. I thought things were easy and simple. We had an agreement. I never changed.
I stuck up to my end of the bargain.
Yeah, I stood up to my end of the bargain. And then all of a sudden, one day, we need to have a talk. I'm not in love with you anymore, Kamar.
Yep. Things need to change. Things need to change.
Yeah.
Or I'm leaving.
Yeah.
But AKA, I'm still leaving.
Yeah. And so... What they talk about in the manosphere is this thing between what's called transactional sex and genuine desire. In other words, are you her real, true first choice or not? Okay, so women break rules for their first choice man. They make rules for their second choice man.
Right.
And a lot of times, women are with somebody other than their first choice, and you're gonna have a bitter woman on your hands. It's like because she
doesn't really want to be there.
No, what she wanted is she wanted the security. Maybe she wanted the house. Maybe she wanted to make sure the money was there. Right. Roof over the head. Maybe somebody who wasn't going to cheat. So she got an ugly man or a fat man. Somebody who was going to be loyal. So she got herself a simp.
Yeah.
And it's all the things she doesn't want in a man.
100%. And
now she's not happy. So if the guy is asking like, "Hey, honey, maybe you and I could have a little bedroom fun tonight," and she's got a headache, she worked too hard, I'm tired. Or how about this one? Well, you know what? Maybe if you do the yard work that you said that you would do. And what happens is that's where the
that's a bargaining thing.
All of a sudden, and believe me, I'm talking tons of men that have been with a woman for more than 5 or 10 years.
We're not bargaining and trading.
There's a lot of transactional stuff going on where the woman's like, "I'll give it to you if."
Yeah, this ain't a bartering trading thing.
And there's a lot of guys that are so screwed up that they're like, okay, I'll do
anything for the pussy.
So that's not genuine desire. Genuine desire is when you do not have to work for that. It's the way a woman looks at you. It's the way she touches you. The way she wants to be with you. The way she wants to show you off. The way she's literally asking you, "Do you want me to suck you off right
100%.
now? Like, can I make you feel good? You like." Once we go back in the bedroom because I'm feeling horny. Like, I need you. So when you're out together at a social place, she's not checking out all the other guys. She's got your arm and she's kind of glued to you. You can tell when a woman has you as her first choice. And that's what men are really, 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 really wanting, because men can feel when we're not the first choice. And that's when we start getting insecure, start getting jealous. Women are now getting secretive. They're hiding their phones. They don't want you to see what the fuck they're doing. You know, or they have friends that are ex-boyfriends. Or boy toy friends that they say, no, we're just...
Oh, it's just my friend. Yeah, it's fucking retarded.
You start getting into that stuff, and you can be rest assured you're not first choice. And if you're not first choice, one of the rules that I've learned is you gotta keep your frame, which is I only date women, or I'm only going to be with a woman that looks up to me like I'm her number one, because I'm the only starring role in this movie. There's not going to be co-star.
That's funny, and I'm glad you said that too. So I'd love to hear your opinion on this. Me, I'll give you mine first. I personally don't think that men and women should be friends or could be friends because of how sexualized everything is. Sex sells. I mean, so much pornography is going on in men's heads right now that it's hard for them not to look at her objectively like a sexual toy. And it's not for all men. I'm just saying for the majority. But what I'm saying is that boys and girls, once you have that innocence, little kid, you guys can be friends all day, hang out, go to each other's house, whatever, ride bikes. But once we become adults, and now you get those sexual urges, I personally don't believe that men and women should even be friends or could be friends, in my personal opinion. How do you feel about the whole two grown-ups calling each other friends of opposite sex? The only reason why I say that too is just because I want to preface the comments with it. I think that, for instance, I love you, Steve. Want to go out and do something? Whatever the fuck we're gonna go do is something that two men could go do, or it would seem like just bros are hanging out.
Sure.
But if I wanted to go do whatever it is you said that you want to go do with another woman, I don't give a fuck what anyone wants to make it. Oh, it's not like that. What it looks like. Stop acting stupid. It looks like we're doing something. It looks like we're involved. It looks like something has happened. Especially when it's, I mean, like, what does a man and a woman do together as friends? Like, what could you do that's, you know what I mean? Obviously, there's a million things you can do that obviously has nothing to do with sexual. You guys can go do anything. Like I said, you can do anything that me and another man would do. The problem is, why are you doing this and building up this time, or going out, even hanging out with this man, if you don't have any sexual intentions for him? Because I can promise you he does for you. I've already told this to a couple of women that I've been with. I said, look here, lady, you're attractive. You think that that's your friend, and I'm glad you think that that's your friend. Offer him that pussy. Put that pussy on him. See how much of a friend he is then. Because I promise you, he's going to show you a whole other side of friendship you've never seen.
Without doubt.
He's going to show you a whole other side of friendship you've never seen.
So, yeah, this is a truth you're talking about. So I have my opinion, but it's more of a reality of this situation. So most of these topics that you can bring up, I've covered or kind of been taught, or I've heard. And this is one of them that I've discussed with several people of different age groups. And what I've come up with is the answer is hormones. The answer is hormones, and I'll tell you what I mean by that. And I'll tell you the end of the story. I agree with what you said. Okay. And I'll tell you how I agree with what you said. Hormones. So, when we're really, really young, they're not, those hormones for a man or even a woman, we'll just talk about guys,
okay,
aren't quite there yet, but they start coming on pretty soon. You pop a boner when you're pretty young,
Yep.
And you'll see a pretty girl and you won't know why. You're in the second grade and you want to pull her hair so bad, but you do.
Yeah, yeah.
And you want, that's hormones kicking in.
Yeah.
That's hormones.
100%.
So you don't even know.
You want to go run and touch a little girl's butt? Come on now.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know how to show what I didn't know. So I remember there's girls, looking back on it, I liked them. I didn't know that I liked them, but my little boy hormones was being boyish, so I'd go tackle them or some I don't know what to do.
Right.
But that's hormones starting. Well, when we get adolescent, those are definitely clear as day that they become sexual. You're like, oh my God.
Oh yeah.
You can, and so they become pretty strong.
100%.
So those, I look at everything now kind of like on a chart or a graph. So we have those hormones that are kicking out. They're going to level out, and then at some age they're going to come in for a landing, where your desires. Because I know some old men. I worked in the senior industry.
Right. I do remember that, yeah.
There is going to be a group, and a very, very large group of older men that have no more sexual desire, man. They can't look at titties the same. They do not look at puss the same.
Whoa.
They don't. It's because it's not attracted to them anymore, because the reality of the matter is, with anything in life, you can have enough of it. You can have enough of it. You can get to a point where you're just like, what? I've had so much of this that it's not a thing. It's not a thing anymore. So I believe when men are coming in for a landing, I don't know when that is, 70, 80, 90 years old, when they don't have anything, I think that they might be able to have a friendship with a woman when the hormones are gone, when they're gone. But up until that time, from when you're like 3 years old up until then, absolutely not. Absolutely not. You're completely right. The hormones here's the only reason I think that a man and a woman can be friends. If the dude's gay.
But
if the dude's
so
gay,
I've had this whole thing. So I've had this, go ahead.
No, you please.
Yeah, so I've had this whole thing in my head since I was a youngster, because I have a close friend, family friend, who's a gay dude, right? And I mean gay, not like flamboyant and acting gay, but men, we know, we get around a dude like, okay, this guy is, but he's not closet about it, but he's not like flamboyant. He's just a regular dude who just likes dudes. But I've had to ask him, hey, bruh, you and this chick are way friendly, like, and I understand you guys are, your girl thing or whatever it is, but I know you had to have had sex with her, bruh. I know you don't like pussy. I know that's probably not your thing. Please be honest with me, though. He's like, oh, yeah, she sucked my dick a couple times.
Yeah. See, and I even believe this.
I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
I even believe that gay guys that are friends with beautiful women still have a little bit of regular heterosexual in them, where they're like, they're now it's almost like, yes, they are gay and they're kind of acting gay, but there's something in there that likes seeing that beautiful woman too. I know it for sure. And I just had an experience. Once again, I won't name any names because we know some of the same people. Where I was someplace this past weekend having a barbecue, and was with a couple old friends and some new ones that I didn't know. And one of the new people was gay. And there was a young woman who was pretty that I know, and they, I guess, are friends or something. I had to ask one of my buddies, I'm like, is that dude gay? That guy's gay, huh? He's like, oh, yeah, he's gay. I'm like, but it seems like they had a thing or something. And my buddy said, yeah, he really liked her and wanted to date her and asked her proms and all sorts of things. And then something happened where he went the other way. But there's another situation where they're teetering on that edge of, they're gay, but they're still in love with this beautiful woman or something. I don't know. But that's about the only way I could think that a man could be really truly friends with a woman.
With the actual woman.
Because it's already been tested a gazillion times, not only in my world and in other worlds, which is if women say, oh, he doesn't like me, you're being fucking foolish or naive, or you're being full of shit.
Yeah, I love when I hear them say that. There has been actually one woman who finally admitted it. She was like, well, this is my friend, but, I guess. If I were to offer him, I'm pretty sure. That's what most men would do. Well, yeah, so he shouldn't be your friend then.
That's always lurking in the background.
Like, what are you doing? Like, is this like a possibility type shit?
Women love, they call them beta orbiters. Have you heard the term?
I've heard of it.
Women, I don't want to, generalize all women because it's not fair. They're not all in the same group.
Right.
There's a large majority of women that like to keep men around. Not one, not two, as many as they fucking can. That are literally circling them like they're the sun.
Yeah.
And just constantly saying, you're beautiful. You got a nice ass.
Yep.
You would be a catch for any guy.
The attention, man. The attention is serious.
Yeah.
It's serious.
It's
a real drug.
And because it's dopamine, Kamar, they get dopamine hits.
Yeah, it gets released. Exactly. It's
every
a
time
real
they're
drug.
told that they're beautiful.
Or
that they're wanted by somebody. Now, these women don't want these men, these beta orbiters. They want to keep them around, and they'll keep them as friends. But these guys are simps, man. They'd fucking die. They'd do anything to fuck these chicks. It's like an OnlyFans member. If you're going to pay money to see a chick, get naked or do whatever she's going to do, you're hurting, man. You're fucking hurting. You're a hurting simp. You're a cock. You are a white knight fucking gump. You are a gump. You're fucking gump, man, at that point. And so, here's the vow that I have to myself. For the rest of my life, I will never be any chick's beta orbiter ever again.
Yeah, no,
and it's not happening. You're not keeping me on the outside with me praising your beauty and how I would just die to be with you. That whole thing's got to be switched around. I now work on myself. I work on the things that I want to do and becoming a better man. And because of it, that makes me a magnet. If women see that I have value by being a guitar player, or by doing jiu-jitsu, or by being a leader, or by being confident, or by being a 53-year-old male that works out,
right,
or whatever the case is,
right.
If you can see that I, have something of value that you like, and you want to know what they usually like? Confidence. They like confidence.
Yeah, and a lot of us lack. Not a lot of us.
Women like dangerous men. They as a matter of fact, they'd take a dangerous man over the high value man. So we have to understand that there's a difference between alphas and high value and dangerous. They sometimes they're the same, but sometimes they're not. Let's look at Titanic. You see the movie?
A million times.
Okay, Rose was with the high value man.
High value.
But she wanted the fun boy.
Yeah, she wanted
cutie boy.
Yeah, I want Jack Dawson.
Yeah.
I want Jack
So there's
Dawson.
lots of stories like that. So in Superman, Lois Lane, she wanted Superman. But she didn't want Clark Kent.
No, that had to do with the fucking suit on.
He's a nerd.
Who's this nerd?
But
He's
they're
a
the
fucking
same
piece
dude.
of shit.
They're the same dude.
Same cat.
Alpha, the dude who's fucking ripped, who can save the world, versus the fucking beta.
Dude who sits on the fucking desk with a fucking with his glasses. Yeah, no, I think that shit's funny. Have you ever experienced a moment where you're around a couple and you've noticed that the man has changed because the woman has like moved in, or now he's with the girl, now he's got a woman. Any one of your friends, any one of your male friends, they get a woman and they immediately change. You've witnessed that before, right?
Yeah.
For the woman?
Yeah, I'm not sure if you and I talked about this last time we had spoken, but yeah, I actually have a friend that just went through that love is blind trap, and we've all been through it. See, I've been through it. The reason I can speak on this is because I am that guy.
Right.
We are all.
Right. I'm that guy.
I don't even know your past. You were that guy. We're all going to be that guy. And let me tell you, before I tell you the quick story of my friend, let me tell you why we're all that guy. We're going to go back to we're simple. If we could find a beautiful woman that we knew was loyal and dedicated and committed to us,
right,
that we were her first choice, and we didn't have to do transactional sex. She's going to value me, and I'm not going to put a bunch of stuff on her except for I just love her. That's how simple a relationship is with a man and a woman.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
And it's just, that's how men are. So we're too simple, and women are more complicated, and they get complacent because women like change and women like growth. And so when a man goes, I've got my woman, I finally don't have to hunt and gather for women anymore. I've got my woman, I can be complacent. She gets turned off because she liked the man that was fighting and challenging for her love and always working to make sure that she was worth it. And so there becomes a little bit of lopsidedness, I think. But anyhow, what happened is I had a friend who unfortunately fell for the Love is Blind trap and moved a woman in within just about 2 months of meeting her, and doesn't really know who she is, and is now realizing they're figuring each other out, and they're having some hurdles and some challenges.
Right.
And they will. But yeah, he's become a completely different guy all the way around from the guy I've known for the last 8 years.
Wow.
And he's silenced. He's not as happy. He's distant. He's basically waiting hand and foot to please her. And that's the trap that we fall into is, what can I do to make you happy? And then every single day is, well, you got to make her happier. So what do you do? And how do you keep that dating going, and you keep those vacations going, you keep those nice dinners and the presents and the flowers? How do you keep that going? Because if that ever comes down for a landing, then it feels like the love is kind of the knot that we tied is slipping a little bit.
You know? Oh, yeah. Especially if the woman's love language is receiving gifts. You know about that love language stuff?
I know all 5 of them, yeah.
Yeah, that guy, man, Mr. Chapman is amazing for that. Dr. Chapman, should I say. But yeah, do you think that with hold on. Do you think that you could give some advice? Let's say there's a young man that's going to watch this video who hasn't even gotten to that stage yet. He's 20, 21, 22, but he's getting ready to probably, find that woman that he's madly in love with right now, and just, blind to the pussy, and now he's willing to change his life and reorder his life around this woman. What advice could you give to that young man right now?
See, and you know what? I guess, thank you for asking that question, because it's a good one. Because if we're going to learn about this, or we're going to talk about it, I don't need to tell me because I already know. And I need to tell you because you know. And you don't need to tell me because I know.
Right,
so if we're just sitting here, all we're doing is confirming what we know.
Right.
So the best thing that we could do is tell somebody who
doesn't know. Who's oblivious to what the hell's going on. And
so, okay, so back to the question, which is a great question, by the way. I think that it's a good topic because, let me say for the record, I'm not against marriage. I'm just saying 70% of them don't work out. And like 90% of them are initiated by the woman. That's like saying, hey, I want to go skydiving. No problem at all. But 50% of our parachutes don't open. Still want to go? Okay, so if somebody said, I want to get married. Okay, 70% of the time it doesn't work out, and it's not going to be you that cancels the deal. Right. So when you guys say, for better, for worse, sickness, health, rich or poor, when you give all this bullshit, 80% of the time in divorce, women is the one who says, you know what, not feeling it anymore.
And who wins on the divorce?
She takes usually most of the money, alimony, child support, and the kids.
Thank you. Go ahead.
That's why men are going their own way, is because of that. So I'm not against marriage if it could work. Right. I'm not against long-term relationships if it can work.
Stay together.
I don't hate women. I love women. See, that's the issue here, is trying to figure out this Rubik's Cube on how these two, how oil and water, men and women, are going to mesh together. And they can, but it doesn't work very often. 9% of the time in relationships, it's just not going to work. You got to get the right combination. And the only way I feel that you can do that is by understanding yourself as a man, what you want, what you need, what you desire, what you can have, what you can't have, what you're willing to give up, and what women are. And because there's different kinds of women. You got a hoe, and you got a homely woman who's a nester,
a traditional type woman.
There are all sorts of different types of women out there. So you got to know your audience. You got to know. So to answer your question, basically, you're walking through a minefield with quicksand, and we want you to get to the other side. Called long-term relationship, call it marriage. We want you to get there, but you better navigate carefully, boy, because there are bombs under your feet. There are, what looks like solid ground is liquid water you're going to fall in and never get out. Okay? And so you need to understand where those bombs and those mines and that quicksand is on your journey. Do not travel until you know. So there are men out there, thank God, over time, who have put like red flags and green flags out. Rich Cooper's got 20 red flags for women. Do not date this woman if she's got these red flags. Right. What are some of those?
I know a lot of them. I would just a single mother.
Yeah, single moms are one.
Obese.
That's not on the list, but that's fine.
No.
How about addictions?
Yeah. I was gonna go deep on it then. Yeah.
Daddy issues.
Yeah. Mommy issues.
Coming from broken homes. Mm-hmm. Hardcore feminists that do the march against men.
Right.
You know what I'm talking
about?
Slut walk. Yeah, it's the Me Too movement.
Right.
You know, which is because what men don't want and don't need is another man. Do you want to date a woman? You want to date a man?
Yeah, I don't need it.
See, because these women that are strong, independent women, what are you independent from?
Right. What are you doing?
And so what that answer is they don't like men.
They don't want a man. Yeah.
They don't want a man. They don't want to need a man.
I don't need a man. Yeah, I don't need a man. I don't need a man.
And so, but
while using her cell phone,
men are still getting in relationships with some of these women. But so if you follow the and I won't go through all of them, but those red flags on what to watch out for, you know, people that are addicted to social media is one of them. She's got Instagram and a Snapchat and a Facebook that she has to be on 20 times a day with taking pictures. So she's getting.
It's all about gratification, instant gratification. Come give me the love.
Yeah.
It's a dopamine hit.
Yeah, what if she's one of them secrecy? What if she doesn't want to tell you everything that's going on in her world, and every time her phone rings, she goes like, you know, you don't want certain things in a woman. There's other things that you do want. So you can shit test, that's what they call it, shit test a woman in many, many different ways. And I don't think it's unfair to do, because I think women should shit test men too for their things that they want. Right. But you can ask women to see how they respond to things.
I do it.
Hey, honey, would you do me a favor?
Yep.
would you pour me a cold glass of Pepsi and put some ice in there for me? See if they say, no problem, babe, I'll get it for you right now. Or fuck you, you got 2 legs, do it yourself.
Yeah. What are you doing? Yeah, what are you doing? Yeah, what's her answer? Why aren't you can't give it?
And it's a small example, but they got hundreds of shit tests that you can do to see if your woman wants to be a team player and will help you and be a giver or a nurturer, or if she is somebody who's not going to be waiting on you hand and foot for shit.
This is misfit. I'm feminist power.
And you can do that for all sorts of things. It's not just to see if they'll be subservient, but how about nurturing? What happens if you get sick? You know, if you ask somebody, hey, would you do me a favor? Would you go get me some aspirin or something like that? So, to see if they say, no problem, you want me to take your temperature too? Mm-hmm. You know, or if they, I'm getting your fucking aspirin. You're not that. Men always think that they're sick. They always overreact. You know, you get a response. You can get one or the other. Yeah. And so there are things that you can do to find out where a woman lands on certain things. You know,
play the game.
Play a little bit.
What is it called?
It's called shit testing.
Shit testing.
And you can look it up on YouTube all day long, man.
Shit testing.
Yeah, shit testing, which is just see how they're going to handle that shit.
So, what's it called? Another cool topic. Then, what about spinning plates? That's what's that guy's name? The Rational Male.
That's Rollo Tomassi.
So Rollo Tomassi, he speaks on this theory. It's called spinning plates. You know about it?
I do.
I now feel that there's a different way of looking at the whole idea of spinning plates, because when you hear it on the onset and you kind of get like a first, like, I guess, a surface level understanding of it, I think that you'll just think, oh, you're just going to be a player. Yeah. You're going to be a player, you know.
Pickup artist.
Yeah. But I think once you start diving in a little deeper and understanding it, to at least to where I'm at right now, and I don't know where my understanding will be in another year from now on the concept, but my current understanding is like, you know what? It's not about, you know, just getting all the chicks. I think it's more so about finding these ones that you were just speaking of, trying to find a few of these special ones. And make sure it's at least 2 or 3, maybe even 4 or 5 if you have the time, but at least 2 or 3 of these special ones, and then, like you said, do the shit testing. You're trying to figure out which one is the better one. Necessarily, like how women are always looking to level up on a man. We were speaking about earlier. Same thing with spinning plates. My understanding is you find these these women, the however many you can deal with, and you now focus in on the ones that finally do the things you're more into or the things that you like more. But stay. Don't become exclusive until you know that she's ready to, like how you said earlier, look at you like you're the only one. You're the superstar. She's not looking for no co-stars or no. You know what I mean? I'm not looking for another man. I'm looking for a Superman, not fucking this guy with the fucking suit on and the glasses.
Sure. And so my thoughts on spinning plates are kind of like the answer to the guy being friends with a woman. I said hormones is the answer. I also kind of think where you're at in your life is going to determine this, because me being my age right now, I have been through the gamut with women. I have experienced a number of women in my day to where I know what it's all about. I know the good, the bad, the ugly, the different, and I've seen it all, and it's not a chase that I'm interested in, and I'm at the point now I would like to chase the things in life that I'm interested in. Happens to be jiu-jitsu, happens to be music, happens to be a few things that I've got going on, right. But things have changed. It's not women now. Women's not what I want to chase anymore.
Right.
The value of doing that and my time is now different. My time is so valuable, and it's not against women. Everybody sees something else. Some people value coins or stamps, or they value stuff.
Right.
And it's fine to value what you value. I personally don't want to give my life, my time, which is extremely valuable to me, chasing women when the return on it is usually negative and low, and the outcome isn't good. It's not a fair trade.
It's not worth the squeeze.
Yeah, it's a great saying.
Yeah, not worth the squeeze. You get the fruit, you can squeeze it, and you put it in a cup.
So that's just me. I'm not going to be spinning plates, because you want to know what, you're not getting that much of my attention, not getting that much of my time, not getting that much of my money, not getting that much of anything, because the things that I want to learn and get educated on, it's going to take some time, some dedication, some focus. I can't be distracted. I can't be distracted right now.
That's right.
I got some shit I got going on. Right. And oh, by the way, if I told a woman that, I got some goals and I got some shit going on, I don't want to be bothered. Hate to tell you this, everybody, but it turns them on. Turns them on, because now I'm a man driven. Now I'm a man focused. Now I'm a man with purpose. Now I'm a man with stuff going on, and they like that. Like, instead of a man going, oh, I don't got any hobbies. What do you want to do tonight? I'll do whatever you want, and just, you know what I mean? So with the spinning plates, women have been doing it.
Oh, man.
Women always do it. This is what women do.
This is what women do.
This is an art form that women perfected. Men are not good, or they don't know how to do it, and it's kind of a new concept. But I got a lot of things to say on the spinning the plates. I think it's okay, and here's why. If we could literally know what a woman was about on day one, we wouldn't have to spin plates. We'd sit there and go, nope, you're out. Day two, you're out. Day three, you're a keeper. You're a keeper. But we don't know that.
Right.
Because why? Because the game is on and the act is on, and we've got your best behavior for as long as you can behave like this. It's almost like holding your breath underwater, but you're going to have to come up for air, and every woman's got her point. A week, a month, 6 months, and guess what? She's finally going to become who she is. So you got to date her that long, Kamar, before you can make a decision. If not only if she's worth it for you, but she's got to go through that time of knowing that you probably date other women to see if you're her number one, because women value a man that other beautiful women are chasing. So check this out.
Right.
When I'm by myself, I rarely get hit on. I rarely get double checked by women. But when I am with my beautiful woman by my side, I got every woman in the world checking me out, hitting on me, asking me for my number. I've even had, when I'm playing guitar at shows, women come up going, I see that you're with her, but is everything going okay? Is everything, can you and I hook up?
Yeah, off top.
And so, thank God, the woman that I am with is so cool that she understands it because we talk. She knows all the stuff that we're talking about. She's in the know, and she gets it, and she's chill with it. She's not jealous. She's not insecure, and she's like,
she's the winner.
She's like, I made you so much more valuable than what you are, and the answer is yes, you did. I'm not going to deny that. By having some 5'7", curvy, beautiful blonde, double D-breasted, gorgeous, dimpled woman, and everybody's going, what does...
What the fuck is it? Yeah, what the fuck? What do you have?
And
what's he doing? Yeah, every dude's going like this.
He's either fucking loaded, that son of a bitch,
or
he's packing.
Yeah, that's it. That's the first two things. You're
right?
The first every man.
Yeah.
There's nothing else in our heads.
Yeah.
He must got a lot of money or a lot of dick he's offering that woman.
But you want to know what? It's not necessarily the truth, because do you know who this guy is right here? You ever seen this guy's face before? Jeremy Meeks?
Oh, yeah.
You know who this is?
Yeah.
Okay, Jeremy Meeks is a criminal. He's a felon. Right. He's in the Bloods in L.A. Or the Crips, I'm sorry.
Right.
He's in the Crips. Mm-hmm. He got arrested on a sweep, on a gang sweep. He had his mug shot taken. Mm-hmm. And every woman in America that saw this said, I want this man. And we went, hold on. He doesn't have a job. Right. He doesn't have money.
Yep.
He doesn't have everything that we're talking. We don't know if he's packing. We don't know anything. Hold on. He's a criminal. Right. He's a felon. He's got like
he got tattoos on his face.
all sorts of stuff. But women say, fuck the shit out of me, please.
Yep.
Because women want something. They want a bad boy. They like
this image.
They want a dangerous man.
Yeah, they want this image.
They want this wild... Why did 50 Shades of Grey become the number one popular book in America when it came out?
Oh,
number one. 50 Shades of Grey is about a woman being dominated S&M by a man who likes to do naughty things, and every fucking woman in America will fucking love it. See, they are hiding something. That they like this. So they have to have this. And that's why I say women contradict themselves. They want that alpha male. They want this Chad. They want this bad boy, this dangerous dude who's going to pull their fucking hair, spank their fucking ass. But that's not the guy who's going to be responsible, who's going to buy the house and father the children and not cheat on them.
Right.
And they want both. The alpha male they want doesn't want a relationship with him. He's too much fucking value. He's going his own way. He's got his own frame. And they like that. They love that. That's why they're chasing him. That's why they're chasing him. The guy who's weak and soft. So that's why women get divorced. That's why women cheat on their husbands. That's why 70% fail, is because these guys who basically said, I'll give you anything you want. I love you more than anything. I'll never cheat on you. You want to know what? That's not exactly what they want and desire. So when they get out of their marriages, what's the first thing that they do? They tear it up. They get wild. They go for
5-6 men.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't stop.
It's time to get. It's time to cut loose a little bit.
It's time to open it up. It's time to open it up.
Yeah, women that get divorced from a weak man typically don't jump in a relationship with another weak man.
No, it's time to go find some
what is
strong
that called?
alpha man.
That's called alpha widowed. So Rollo Tomassi talks about alpha widow.
Yeah, alpha widow.
Which is once you've been with a alpha, and you fell in love with a man with confidence that had leadership, and you fell away from that, and you don't got that no more, nothing else is going to do. It's going to hurt you to be with a beta now. It's going to hurt you to be with a man with no value. And
salty,
you're not going to like it. You're going to be yelling and screaming at him all the time. He's going to be like, what did I do? And what she's saying is, you're not the alpha.
You're not I can step on you.
Yeah, I can step on you, and I want a man who can step on me, but won't.
Right.
I want the power to control that monster with a chain. Like he could rip up the world like the Hulk, but I have control over him. That's what a woman wants.
That's what they want. I was actually just I posted this on Facebook last week. I said women want a man who can cheat.
Yeah, without a doubt. And I'm getting back to your whole spinning plates thing, because here's the thing: we were talking about spinning plates. When a man has several women, and he's open about it. See, that's the key. The key is actually being open about it. Is not being secretive. You don't need to be secretive. That makes you more of a man to be able to say, listen, I am not being serious right now in a relationship. I don't want to, take it all the way.
Right.
And so I have another, a couple gals that I'm seeing right now. And if she's not okay with it, then the guys just basically say you got to let that one go.
Right. Hey,
and if the other women are willing to battle for you, because that's what you're ultimately wanting. You're wanting the women to show that they'll work to put you at the top to say that you're my number one, you're the guy that I want to be with. But they have to prove that over the time, maybe 6 months, and they've also got to show you that they are going to be their true selves, so they don't completely change on you. Because in a lot of relationships I've been with, that first courtship phase that you go through, honeymoon,
courting,
oh God, everybody's on their best behavior.
Oh God,
and
can't even fart around you.
If you, the number one way to really find out who somebody is move in with them, which I totally don't advise, but you'll find out who they are. If you want to keep them in a honeymoon courtship phase for a long time, always keep them in their house and you keep your house. And that's my advice. My advice is always keep your distance and never move in, because then it's hard to keep your frame once they move in.
It's over.
It's over.
The truth is coming out on both sides.
I think it's a woman's nature to kind of take over and to control the household and the future and dictate the direction that things go, or else she'll be unhappy. And so, anyhow, I'm for spinning the plates for that reason. You need to find out who they are, and you'll never know on day one or on week one or in month one.
Is there a time duration, real quick? Because I've heard you say a couple different times, like there's time durations on.
Every woman's different. Every woman's going to be a little bit different. But you'll know when you know, because you'll be like,
oh, yep, you get that. Oh,
I haven't seen that side of you, or you've never
rare.
Yeah, all of a sudden you've been asking, for, hey, honey, can you get me a beer? And it's been no problem. And all of a sudden it's get your fucking ass up and get it yourself, lazy motherfucker.
Whoa. Yep.
And that's, believe it or not, that's about how quick that changes. Sometimes you're like, whoa, what happened? And you want to know what that usually is, and this is just from what I've heard, that is somebody else giving somebody some attention that they feel like they could be getting something better somewhere. So all of a sudden there's a new guy that works with your woman, and he's been giving her attention and smiling and laughing and joking, and now all of a sudden she comes home and you're asking her for a beer. It's like, fuck you, all of a sudden there's something that triggers it. Yeah.
Social media, somewhere at work. Yeah, definitely, 100%. Wherever you go. It could be. Oh yeah, the gym, wherever it is.
But if a woman can stay consistent, whatever that means for you for a long period of time, 6 months, a year, maybe it's 2 years, I don't know. I'm not opposed to long-term relationships and just having one. But to each their own, right? So whatever people want to do, they do. I'm not opposed to spinning plates. I'm not opposed to being alone. That's what men go on their own way is.
Yep.
I'm not opposed to being married. Whatever floats your boat. It's all different. But there are percentages tied in with each one of those on how it's going to come out. Like if you go your own way as a man, most men that do this, the percentage of happiness is very high.
Right.
They've got complete freedom. They get to make their own choices.
Right.
You want to hang that picture up? You get to hang that picture up.
And no one can say anything about it.
If you want to sit here and make a mess and do a podcast, this is your world.
Yeah.
Okay, so guess what? If you get married, 70% of those fail. Most of those men have to pay child support and alimony for a very long time. They've lost half of their life.
Right.
So their happiness level is a little bit lower. So for every one of these things that we're talking about, from even spinning plates, every one of these is going to have a typical way that it works out and turns out.
Definitely.
There are averages. To each their own. I think people should just live and learn. Go do what you need to do. But the reason we're here today is hopefully to teach young men that there is a minefield out there with some quicksand, and if you do not watch yourself, you will be sucked into a vortex that you don't even know what's going on and what hit you, and pretty soon you've lost your leadership, your decisions, your manlyhood, and
that's when depression kicks in, and oh yeah.
And I think that this country, maybe even this world, needs to have some masculinity brought back into it.
Definitely.
Not necessarily abuse and force, because that's what they try to put on men. Like, let's hate men because they're power hungry, aggressive, mean, angry. Yeah. And that's, you know, just as well as I do, we're not like that. No, most guys are pretty chill.
Dudes are, exactly. Back. Even the most aggressive dudes I know, they don't want a problem. Like, they don't want to fight.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the dudes who will whoop 90% of the time they get in a fight. I'm gonna put all my money on them. Yeah. But these dudes, they walk around, they cool, they're normal. They might not smile so much or be so happy going, you know. But these men are like you just said. Most men are not like that. Most men are okay, you know, okay with living life, being okay with who they are. Is there anything that a young man should focus on? Like, what will be the, not anything, what will be the number one thing, the main thing that the young man should focus on right now, outside of women?
This is what everybody says, and I agree with it. Become a better version of yourself. You should be working on yourself and becoming the best version that you can be in many different aspects. Now, it all depends on what your goals are. If you do not have a goal or a desire whatsoever to be in a relationship,
right,
then it may be different. If you want a beautiful woman and you want her by your side and you want her to view you as your number one, you may have to do some stuff. So the one great thing about the guys that I listen to is they are on men. They get on their ass. They're like, listen, you can't be a fat, lazy, weak man and expect for women to like you. You got to go to work, young man. You got to go to work on lots of different things. And men don't understand what they got to go to work on. So here's the thing. Stop chasing women. Stop doing that, because they're looking at you. They don't want you. And you need to go work on yourself. So maybe that is you have a poor job and you need to do something to make better income. Maybe it's you're 50 pounds overweight and you need to get in the gym and start losing some weight and building some muscle. Mm-hmm. Maybe you've got, like one person I know, an Abraham Lincoln beard, and you think that motherfucker's cool, and ain't nothing cool about that beard, bro. Ain't nothing cool about it.
Right, yeah, definitely not.
You need to do something else.
Shape that motherfucker a different way, guy.
That ain't working. Okay, or your clothes. You want to know what?
Right. Dress better.
Yeah, what if you're all dressed in super extra large clothes that are just saggy? No, women don't want that. Even if you're overweight, women would prefer a tighter fitting dress on a man.
Yep.
You know, and a little bit of style. Mm-hmm. So some men actually need a coach. Like,
that's right. Kevin Samuels, R.I.P.
Yeah, right. You need a coach. It just say, listen,
coach, man. Yeah.
It's going to be everything. We got to do some work on you, and it's not just the outside box. We got to work on the way you think about stuff, and we got to work on your value. We got to work on your self-esteem and your self-awareness. We got to work on how your world needs to be about you, and anything that comes into your orbit is your orbit. In other words, it's your frame. You don't go changing for the other person and giving up who you are to serve their world. If you're going to live a good life as a man, you actually need a partner who's going to come in and complement your life, not complete you. We talked about that.
Right.
Don't want a woman to complete you.
Right.
That means that you're broken and empty.
And you needed something.
Your
better half. Your other half.
It's a compliment.
Right.
It's like you already got a nice suit, man, but somebody comes along with that tie and it just finishes it off or something.
Yeah.
It's a compliment to whatever you got going on. Mm-hmm. And I truly believe
that the young man. What about the young? And the last thing, another thing I know you haven't mentioned, but smelling too. Another thing that a lot of men, young men, I think, fail on tremendously is their hygiene. I know how we go on a day or two, or without having a shower. But that's if you didn't do anything. But if you've actually done something to cause yourself to sweat, you should probably go.
Yeah, and it's all going to be about the woman, because I'll tell you what, I've been sweaty before. Okay, I play guitar on stage.
Yep.
I'm not shitting you, bro. I could go like this and just water coming off my shirt. Oh, yeah. I sweat like a fucking banshee. And I'll get off stage and there's some women, friends, old co-workers or high school people that are there that want to give me a hug. And I'm like, no, I am dripping sweat.
Yeah.
You should see what they do. They come and they just lock me up. Boom. And then usually there's a whisper in the ear. Yeah. It's something like, I love it when a man sweats. Or something like that. And other women, I'll be like, you don't want to hug me, I'm totally sweating. They're like, oh, okay, well, thanks for letting me know. Like, I'm glad you told me. Mm-hmm. You know, they don't want nothing to do with my sweat at all.
At all.
Different types of people. So I would actually, if you're fond of a woman, I am not opposed to catering to her in areas where it doesn't matter. So let me give you an example.
Okay.
I was wearing white shirts and red shirts and brown shirts and yellow shirts and green shirts to my girlfriend's house.
Okay.
And she told me, my favorite colors on you are blue and black.
Simple.
I'm like, oh, okay. So do I always wear blue and black when I see her? Nope, not all the time. But about 80% of the time, I got blue or black on because she's telling me what she likes. Right. If a woman's saying, even sexually, this is what I like, don't go like, no, this is my move for all my women. Yeah. And she's like, no, I don't like that. No, this is what I like. You know how women can be completely different in many, many different areas. So if you pay attention to that, then you can kind of cater to their wants and their likes. And in my personal opinion, and you make it easy.
And it's easy shit.
So, here's another thing.
Hold on, give me a second. Give me 1 second.
Okay, yeah.
I'm going to turn this on. Excuse me. Oh. Give us a little more light. Too bright. Yeah, that's a lot better. Am I holding you up for too long, Steve?
No, I should get going here pretty soon. But
all right, go ahead.
This is one thing that me and my girlfriend have come to terms with, and she actually stood up. She's so good because she understands this. Mm-hmm. She knows what she wants as a woman. She knows what I want as a man. We understand each other. We kind of adhere to one another, and it works. And it works. And so I put my foot down where I feel it's necessary to put my foot down. In other words, if I have to take control, if I have to lead for some reason, if I know best, I'm going to do it, and she knows I'm going to do it, and now she knows that the outcome of me doing that is positive. She now knows. So when I override her and go, no, we're not doing that, we're doing this, she's like, okay. Because she knows she may not understand, but when the smoke clears, she's going to understand, like, oh, I didn't see that you did this because of that, and I'm like, yeah, I didn't have time to explain it.
Right.
But
right.
And that's happened before too.
Yeah, that's how it works.
I mean, give you examples, but I don't want to go into the examples of how I had to take control because what she had going on was going to get us killed. Right. And like, no. So, even where we're going to eat, sometimes I override things, but a lot of times I don't care. And it doesn't matter. So if you said to me, Steve, I'm going to barbecue, man. Do you want tri-tip or you want some ribs? Fuck, man, whatever you want, Kamal. Why? Because I don't really. They both sound good to me.
Right.
So when you can men
are simple.
When you can relieve that and give that to a woman, and basically allow her and just say, you know what, I don't have a preference. Do you have a preference? And if she does say that's good enough for me, I do that a lot. And I was doing it in front of somebody else, and somebody goes, "Why are you being so weak?" And I said, "What?" And they're like, how come every time I ask a question you say you're deferring to your girlfriend? And I said, because it's not a big deal to me and I don't care, and I think that she cares about these things. I don't give a fuck about these things. And she does care.
Right.
So if you're asking us if we want to sit inside to
off
eat
tops.
or if we want to sit outside to eat,
She cares.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you see, I want to fucking eat.
But she's gonna go like this. Oh, there's bees and there's flies and it's too hot and it's too windy and listen, she cares. I don't fucking care. Ask her.
Yeah, I'll eat in the fucking car. I'll eat right here. I'll eat right there. Yeah.
So I just think that there are secrets to making relationships work because men need to understand women and women need to understand men where they're at in their journey in life. Because somebody who's 18 ain't gonna act like the person who's 33. Person at 33 ain't gonna act like the people at 55. Everybody's got their own where they're at, what they've been through, what they want to, where they want to arrive, and some people just getting started, and some people like I am done, I'm done.
Right.
Where you at? And
Right.
that's going to answer a lot of these questions. So I'm in a different place most likely than where you are. I'm comfortable right now.
Right.
Keeping my distance and only seeing one person that I have a commitment with every now and again, and we keep it fresh, and we keep it, her world is her world, my world is my world, we're both kind of independent, but we have a good time together, so when we see each other, we're happy to see each other, we have fun, we laugh, we do a couple of things together that we like to do, because I like to exercise, and so does she. She likes to work out, so do I.
Right.
I like to watch certain types of movies, and she likes the same genre.
Okay.
So we can do a few things together, but you know what? There's a point in time where it's like, time's up.
Right.
And that doesn't take long. It's a day, it's 2 days, it's after 3 days, I'm kind of like, time's up.
I can't do this no more.
Can't do this no more.
I gotta go back to being,
because I got a lot of stuff to do.
Right.
I've got things to take care of. And as long as we're doing this, which is fun,
which is great.
I ain't getting my stuff taken care of. I gotta take care of my shit. It's got a lot of shit to do. And then the way I've done it is kind of encouraged her or educated her to feel the same way. Instead of feeling like, oh, I'm bored. Oh, I need you. I'm lonely. I'm depressed. Or whatever. I am not your savior. I'm not the guy, your hero.
Yeah.
You need to find a hobby, find an interest, find your own worth.
Yeah.
And something to occupy your time without needing a man.
Yeah.
Because I think that's unfortunately kind of what kills the whole relationship thing when two people get married and move in together and a woman needs a man so much that it literally suffocates them.
Yeah, I've experienced that already in my short 32 years of living, so I definitely understand that big time. I don't want to hold you up for too long.
No, we're good. We're good.
Anything else that you want to add to this? Because I'm gonna try to chop this shit up and hopefully it's edited perfect. And man, yeah, there's been so much great information.
Thanks for having me. And this is all kind of just my opinion. Some of the things that I've learned, some of it's fact and science and data.
Yeah.
Some of it's just my journey and my experience. Every person's going to have their own, life and goals and desires, and just kind of you got to map that out. But you got to understand, like I keep talking about, the minefield and the quicksand that lies before us all. Because this is not a joke. This is not a game. If you wind up getting married and having kids, and wind up all of a sudden getting divorced, you don't know the nightmare that's in front of you when you lose your money and you lose your children or the access to your children.
Right.
It's what makes men commit suicide a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's a very, very, very serious thing. So men can avoid...
Camera killed us.
Yeah. We're good.
Damn it.
But men, even if the camera's done, men can avoid having this life of regret. Like, I don't even want to fucking live if I can't see my kids.
Right.
Or I can't believe my fucking wife got awarded all that money and I've been the one working for fucking 12 hours, 6 days a week, and she's never fucking laid a finger. They've never lifted a finger. She's been spending my money at the mall, or whatever happens.
Right.
It's enough to make a man. So my dad works with people in jail, and a lot of the guys that are in jail are guys that go through divorce and child custody stuff, and they snap. They fucking snap.
Oh, yeah.
And then they fucking hurt people. Shoot people, hurt people, kill people, fucking attack people, because they're so fucking pissed off that they're like, hold on, I just gave 110%. I did everything I could fucking do. And this woman that promised me she was going to be with me forever fucking doesn't love me anymore. And fucking all of a sudden,
boom,
fucking Chad over here and Chad and her are taking my money and my kids and going to go fucking have a party. And I got to fucking move out to the fucking ghetto. This is going to be my life now?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, yeah. So
that shit sucks, man. That shit sucks.
Yeah, there's been a few people that are getting married, and even Brenda and I joke about it, man. We're just like,
not going to work.
You guys save yourself the fucking hassle, man.
Just stop now. Just stop. Don't go. Sometimes you can't even pull someone back either once they have already.
And I wished it would work out, but like you and I have talked about, the dream woman that a man wants, she doesn't exist for long. She exists for a day or a week or a month. Whoever that ideal person that you're with, it when you all have that fucking first week of warm fuzzies with each other.
Yep.
You know, but it just doesn't stay that way. People get used to each other, and that's the thing we all need to learn is somebody's going to get fucking used to you soon. It's I mean, if you ate pepperoni pizza every fucking night, I wonder what night you got used to pepperoni pizza. Second night, third night, seventh night, you're going to be like, I'm fucking used to this pizza, man. I like a steak.
That's right.
And so that's what happens with relationships. We get used to. So how do you not get sick of pepperoni pizza? You don't fucking eat it every night.
That's right. That's right.
And then you always like pepperoni pizza because you only have it every now and again. That's my relationship with my girlfriend.
That shit's amazing. That's what I need to work on. That's what I'm trying to. That's how
and when you're spinning plates, that happens.
Right.
Because you don't see fucking Jennifer or fucking Veronica again until next week.
Right.
By the time you get back to her, and what happens is you're like, this one fucking loves to have sex. This one is super sweet. This one's a fucking problem. She's a bitch. This one over here fucking only wants fucking my money. She's a gold digger. You start finding out what these women are over time when you're spinning plates. And one of them is going to rise to the top.
Yep. And that's what I'm trying to find. But I'm going to get into it. Actually, I get back into it, should I say. I've been out of dating for the longest. It's the longest time I've been single my entire life. And it feels great.
Have you seen the Crazy Hot Matrix?
What's that?
It's a video, and it's old. You should see it sometime. It's on YouTube. It's called The Hot Crazy Matrix. And this guy's making a joke out of it. But he's just talking about the hotter chicks get sometimes the more fucking crazy they get.
Oh, yeah.
And he's got a little graph and a chart. And he's like, you got to be careful because you start getting fooled when they get too hot. You know, you think that they're fucking chill, but they're
another level.
They're
another level of fucking crazy.
So you got to be careful. You know, it's almost like he's almost trying to say like.